Hey guys, so I'm ready to upload some videos on this Wednesday afternoon, December 13th. And we're going to talk about Tyler Van Dyke. He committed last night to the University of Wisconsin. All right, so very interesting commitment by Wisconsin and Luke Fickell. I like it for Tyler Van Dyke as well, because now he gets to a stable program with Luke Fickell, a guy that has won a lot of games at Cincinnati. He's going to be playing from an offensive coordinator perspective. Shannon Dawson at Miami was also an air raid style coach, and Phil Longo is exactly the same way. In the Big Ten West as well, he's going to learn on de-emphasizing turnovers because he's going to learn on de-emphasizing turnovers in the Big Ten, in the Big Ten West, and because the games are going to be lower scoring. So it will be more familiar to, an NFL-style game than maybe an ACC or a Big 12. So Wisconsin is a place that he's going to have better run game, I believe, at Wisconsin than he did at Miami. So he's going to be able to utilize play action, and he's not going to be throwing the football as many times as he did last year. From a talent perspective, Tyler Van Dyke has immense talent. If you're going to look at the quarterbacks in this transfer portal market, Tyler Van Dyke has more talent than Kyle McCord. He has more talent than Will Howard, more talent than Will Rogers. He, from an NFL perspective, if we're going to compare him maybe to a college quarterback, he makes throws sometimes that Matthew Stafford used to make at the University of Georgia. I'm not saying that he's going to be the first overall pick and be an NFL veteran like Matthew Stafford, but the guy can throw it 60 yards. He can drop throws in the bucket. He can hit the intermediate pass over the middle, throws with incredible velocity, can utilize every arm angle, can throw sidearm and whatnot. And you saw, Bo Nix, Michael Penix, Graham Mertz, quarterbacks in their second spot, they usually can hit. A lot of times can hit pretty big. So I think it's a very, interesting recruitment by Wisconsin. I like Van Dyke's game. Now, in terms of him winning close games, he hasn't won a lot of close games. And at times it was ugly this year at Miami. So a little bit like Bo Nix at Auburn, very underwhelming. And I know that Mario Cristobal is going to get blame, and he deserves it. And so does offensive coordinator Shannon Dawson for not kneeling down at the end of Georgia Tech. But as a quarterback, Tyler Van Dyke, who's leading the offense, should also see and notice, hey, they have no timeouts left. I should just kneel this football. So as a quarterback, at times you have to be that type A personality that overrides things and can get what you want. So Van Dyke now, I believe he was with Mario Cristobal for a while. He was with Manny Diaz maybe in year one. So Van Dyke, he would admit this. He should have seen that on the clock and handled it. I don't know if he has 1 or 2 years left. I believe because of the COVID year, he gets 5 years. And it's my argument that every college athlete should get 5 years of eligibility to play, all right, so that they can fully develop. So Phil Longo, this offense, if it was the original Big Ten and Wisconsin played in the Big Ten West, they would be the heavy odds-on favorite to win the Big Ten West. But now, with the expanded conferences, I have no idea who Wisconsin's going to play next year. I do not like the expanded conferences. I really don't. And I have no idea now how to assess how Wisconsin's going to do next year. Because they were 7-5 this year, which for Luke Fickell, he had like a bad, by all accounts, the football team wasn't that good. Like Tanner Mordecai at SMU put up big numbers, but Tyler Van Dyke's a better player than Tanner Mordecai is. And, the running back there, Allen is a fine running back, but at times his vision was he needed to see, holes in the line of scrimmage, and he needed to hit them, and at times he didn't do that. Wisconsin had some downright ugly losses, but it is year one of Luke Fickell. Luke Fickell, very highly sought-after coach from Cincinnati, the only coach to take a group of 5 team to the playoff in the 4-team playoff era. Was undefeated with Desmond Ridder, believe like 1 year and maybe 2 years. I think he went like 23-1 in 2 years at Cincinnati before taking the job at Wisconsin. The one thing I'm going to say about Wisconsin is can maybe win 9 games and have a really good offense, but the skill position guys that Tyler Van Dyke is throwing to at Miami are probably going to be more talented, more explosive, faster athletes than the guys he's just throwing to at Wisconsin. And I haven't seen a lot of recruiting buzz around Wisconsin, so maybe my head's in the sand about Wisconsin, but I'm just going to guess that they're in the 30s or 40s, and in fact, I'll look it up right now before we end this video. But Tyler Van Dyke, to me, can be an NFL quarterback. And Tyler Van Dyke, if you put him in an offense like the Detroit Lions with Ben Johnson, or, you even have like a Shanahan-style system like C.J. Stroud has in Houston, you try to put him in Pittsburgh. The guy just has NFL Sunday talent, and he's fun to watch. I mean, against A&M, he threw for over, I think, 300 yards. So just this year, he had some really good success. So Van Dyke as a freshman was so good. 25 touchdowns, only 6 interceptions. 3,000 yards. This year, 2,700 yards. So really, really not that bad. In terms of the game log, against Louisville, 327 yards, 38 points put on the board against Louisville, 327 yards. And then his last game against Boston College, at Boston College, 290, 2 touchdowns. Against North Carolina, almost 400 yards. Now, you could say that some of that was in garbage time and 4 touchdowns. And against A&M, 5 touchdowns, 375 yards. So this guy has big-time upside. And I also think that he's less expensive on the transfer portal market than Will Howard, than Will Rogers, and then Kyle McCord, because he just didn't win games. All right. And when it comes down to like your 2-minute drill and salting away games, Tyler Van Dyke and Miami, they weren't able to do that. But I do believe that Luke Fickell is going to get something good out of Van Dyke, and I think he will be solid. I think he could take Wisconsin to 7 wins, but now they're playing in a tougher conference. I think they can get 8 or 9 wins. But this is a quarterback that can really see a surge. Now, Bo Nix and Michael Penix, I'm not sure that Tyler Van Dyke's ever going to be sitting in New York, but I think that Van Dyke could be a 4th or 5th round NFL quarterback, and I think that he can lead Wisconsin to much better results on offense. The point is, Wisconsin needs to portal in elite wide receiver talent, because at Oregon and also at Washington, Michael Penix and Bo Nix had that talent. So let me know what you guys think about Van Dyke. I think he's undervalued right now. I really like the signing. When you watch him play, from the eye test perspective, he pops off the tape. And yeah, interceptions can be frustrating, but in terms of hitting explosive plays, Tyler Van Dyke is going to be that guy that can achieve that. And I think that at Madison, now you're trying to change the culture from a run the ball first and second down mentality to a Phil Longo approach. And this is a Longo quarterback. This is your, who who was the quarterback? He had a quarterback at Ole Miss that was like this. Chad Kelly, Swag Kelly, believe was at Ole Miss with those wide receivers. So Jordan Te'amu is the quarterback I was thinking of at Ole Miss with Phil Longo. All righty. Thank you guys for watching. I like this signing for Wisconsin.